Welcome into New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green, and this live Rumors Mailbag aired on our live show every Wednesday, 3 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you join us next week, subscribe, and turn your notifications on so you get alerted every single time we drop a video here. Because with the NFL season just a couple of weeks and months away, our content is going to get only better and better. And I'm not going to want you guys to miss anything. So subscribe and turn on your notification. It's the bell icon right about here. Click it and set it to all, and you will never miss a video by us here at Chat Sports and New York Giants Now. Mike Francis, one of the real ones. What's up, bro? Is there any chance we get past 10 wins this season? Let's roll through the schedule. Petey, count off the winnable games for me. I think the Panthers is a winnable game. I think the Bears in Week 4 is a winnable game. I think the Jaguars in Week 7 is winnable. I think the Seahawks in Week 8 is winnable. I think Week 10 against the Texans is winnable. I think Week 11 against the Lions is winnable. I think Week 13 versus Washington is winnable. And I also think you can split with the Eagles. That's at 7 wins right there. I didn't count the Cowboys game as a win. I didn't count the Titans or the Packers or the Ravens. So yes, there is a way that the Giants can win 10 games, but I would hover right around 8. Would I love to see them win 10 games? Absolutely. The Giants have the easiest schedule based off of 2020 win totals in Vegas this year. If they play good, if Dable cements himself as a top coach, they could win 10 games. Do I think they do? Probably not. But I wouldn't be surprised. I think 8 or 7 games is a little bit more realistic. Appreciate your question, Mike. Corinne, what up, bruh? What are your thoughts on the Saquon Barkley report that came out stating he doesn't know how to play running back? So, yes, I'm going to pull up the tweet so I can exactly read it. But ESPN put out an article yesterday, that being Tuesday, July 12th. Thank you, Petey. That they interviewed coaches and GMs, and they asked them, who are your top 10 running backs? And one guy said this, I'm down on him. He still doesn't know how to play running back enough. He's a bouncer. He wants every run to be a home run. He's going to have to learn that 4-yard runs in the NFL are good instead of stopping, cutting it back, and losing 2 yards. And he gets his ass kicked in protection. Those are harsh words. But is Saquon Barkley a top 10 running back? Potential, talent, absolutely. But you get judged off of what you do on the gridiron in between the white lines. In the past couple of seasons, Barkley hasn't been a top 10 guy. I'm hoping this year with Dable, a better offensive line, and him being healthy and have an offseason where he can work, he can get better. What does DJ need to do to get a contract extension? Appreciate your question, D-Park. Honestly, I think he's got to go to the playoffs. I really do. If you're Joe Shane and the Giants fall short of the playoffs this year, unless Daniel Jones is the reason that you won those games and not the reason that you didn't make the playoffs, you're going to have to move on from him. Because when a new GM comes in and a new head coach comes in, and especially in this situation where the GM and the head coach come from the same place that they were prior to this, which was the Buffalo Bills, they're going to be on the same page. And most of those times, the new GM likes to get their quarterback in. They like to draft their guy and build around him. So if Daniel Jones doesn't lead the Giants to the playoffs or win 9 games or 10 games, or you don't feel better about Jones coming out of this season than you did last season, this might very well be his last season with the New York Football Giants. He needs to control what he can control. And as an athlete, that's all you can ask for. He plays great, he'll get a contract extension. He doesn't, he won't. I really think it is that simple. I got a question for y'all, though. What does Daniel Jones need to do to get a contract extension? For me, it's get to the playoffs or be competing to get to the playoffs in Week 17 and Week 18 of the NFL season. But I want to hear from you. Let me know in the comments. What does Daniel Jones need to do to get a contract extension? Rosario, my guy, what up, bro? Well, Giants D be in the top 10. I think there's a good chance that they could be a top 10 defense this year. There's a lot of talent on that side of the football. And you start with the defensive line of Leonard Williams, Azeez Ojulari, and Kayvon Thibodeau, and Dexter Lawrence. Those are 4 primetime players. Blake Martinez, if he can get back to the level he played at before his ACL, that's another primetime player. Xavier McKinney is going to be a good football player. We know that. We saw that last year. He has potential to make the Pro Bowl. And Adoree Jackson is a good corner. Second half of the season, he was a top 10 corner in the NFL per Pro Football Focus. The fireball is catching up to me. It's not fake. 7 players right there. That's 7 elite players on the defense, in my opinion. And with Don Wink Martindale, who's been one of the best defensive coordinators for the past 5 seasons in the NFL, I think he could lead this team to being one of the best in the NFL. Rosario, I appreciate you. You're a real one. If you haven't yet, make sure you go down right now and hit that big red button, because we are losing in the race to 10,000 subscribers to another channel at Chat Sports here, the Cleveland Browns Report. I hate losing, but I hate losing to the Cleveland Browns even more than just regularly losing. So if you love the Giants and you're looking for a place on YouTube for free daily videos every single day, that's what free daily videos means, go down right now and hit that big red button. Cameron, could you see the Giants making a mid-season trade? I think it matters what the Giants are doing and how their season is going. Let's say the Giants are having an underwhelming season and they're not playing that well. Could they look to trade Saquon Barkley? He's on the last year of his deal, and if he's not playing well and you have no intentions of re-signing him, I think the dumb move would be to not trade him. I think if you're having a bad season and you've agreed between Dable, Kafka, Joe Shane, the assistant general manager, that Saquon Barkley is not in the future plans of the Giants, the move is to trade him at the trade deadline. Get something back. Trade him to a contender that feels that they are running back away. Because Saquon, when healthy, goes to a good team and he's not the focal point of the offense, I think he could be a spark to a team to bring him over the top. But let's say the Kansas City Chiefs called you in week 7 and said, hey, we'll give you a 4th-round pick for Saquon Barkley. You hang up the phone, you send the fax to Roger Goodell, and you make it happen. I'd hate to see Saquon go, but if you don't have intentions of keeping him long-term and paying him money that he's going to want in free agency, get something back for him. Trade him for a pick. He could be the guy I see the Giants trading at the NFL trade deadline. But I want you guys to predict the future for me right now. Will Saquon Barkley be on the Giants in 2023? Type Y for yes, type N for no. I want to hear all of your answers in the comment section right now. So sound off for me. Will Saquon be on the Giants in 2023? Type Y for yes or type N for no. DJ, what's up, fam? In the event Daniel Jones doesn't come back to the Giants, is there a specific QB you want from next year's draft? That's a good question. Daniel Jones replacements. I'd be cool with CJ Stroud or Bryce Young. They're the top 2 quarterbacks entering the 2023 NFL draft. Unfortunately, I think they go number 1 and number 2 in the NFL draft. And as much as I love the Giants, I just don't see them being a team that finishes with a bottom 2 record in the NFL. Could it happen? Yes. Do I think it happens? No. Could they finish bottom 10? I think that's a possibility. I also think there's another couple of young QBs in the NFL. What's his name out of Miami? Tyler Van Dyke. I think he has a strong arm. He's athletic. I do not want Will Levis from Kentucky. The guy eats bananas with the banana peel on and puts mayonnaise in his coffee. Certified weirdo. But seriously, Bryce Young, CJ Stroud, I'm going to pay very close attention to what goes down on Saturdays during the college football season to see if there's any quarterbacks that stand out to me. But DJ, great question. I like the forward thinking. That's what smart organizations do. Here on Giants Now, we're also putting our content over on Rumble, rumble.com/NYGiantsTV. It's another video platform service, very similar to YouTube, but it's a little bit more edgy and uncensored. And when I drop an F-bomb, it won't be blurted out. But seriously, help us show some love. If you love what we do here on YouTube and Giants Now by Chat Sports, show us some love over on Rumble, because we are just shy of 3,000 subscribers, and we're 3rd in the rankings of most followers over on Rumble, and I want to go for that number 1 top spot. So follow us, rumble.com/NYGiantsTV. That link will be in the comments and description of this video. Mikey, what are the chances McFadden or Beavers could start over Crowder? Good question. Week 1, I don't think either of them start over Crowder. But if Crowder struggles to start the season week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, I could see McFadden and Beavers start to get rep at that spot. I really like Darian Beavers as a prospect. I thought he was someone that the Giants got great value on by drafting him in the 6th round of the NFL draft out of Cincinnati. I had him as a 4th-round prospect, so to get him in the 6th was a win by Joe Shane. I think that Beavers has more potential as a true inside linebacker than a guy like McFadden. I like McFadden more as that hybrid inside-outside linebacker, one that can blitz off the edge and also blitz up the middle. He's kind of a better version of Carter Coughlin. So the chances of them starting over him week 1, I'd say 5-10%. But week 8, who's the starting inside linebacker next to Blake Martinez? I put it at 30%. That it's no longer Tae Crowder. And that just might be because of how good of a player Darian Beavers in. I think we need to understand that he was a beast in college, got underdrafted, and he might pop this year. Great question, Mikey. Last question on today's show from Possibly Epic. What is going on with our tight end room? Yeah, it's been kind of crazy. The Giants, there's some good veteran tight ends still out there. Jared Cook's still available. I'd love for the Giants to bring him in. They're really young in the tight end room. And right now, I think it's a tie at who's going to be tight end 1A and tight end 1B. I think Daniel Bellinger has the fast track, the inside path to be that starting tight end. He was a 4th-round pick, and he's been impressing early on. He's been running with the ones. Ricky Seals-Jones has been a little bit underwhelming from people I've talked to and from things I've seen so far through the Giants' offseason programs. They don't have a lot of veteranship in this tight end room, so they're going to lean on guys that haven't really done it before in Bellinger and Ricky Seals-Jones. But I will say this. Don't be surprised if the Giants run a lot of offensive sets with no tight end on the field. I'm talking 5 offensive linemen, quarterback and running back in the gun, 7 people, and 4 wide receivers split out. Imagine having Galladay, Shepard, Robinson, Wan'Dale Robinson, Kadarius Toney, and Saquon Barkley all on the field at the same time. I think that's what's going to happen this year. I don't think a tight end is going to be a heavily focused player in this offense because we don't really have an elite tight end. Can Bellinger be good? Yes, but he's a rookie, 4th-round pick. I don't want to put that pressure and that expectation on him just yet. I think the tight ends will play a role in this offense. I just don't think it will be a significant role in year 1 of Dable and Kafka. But we'll end today's mailbag with this question. Who has more touchdowns this year for the Giants? If you're rocking with Ricky Seals-Jones, type RS, or if you think it's going to be the Rook, the 4th-round draft pick, type DB for Daniel Bellinger.